Hello and welcome everyone to the thrilling kickoff of a brand new season of the Customer Service Show. Whether you're a seasoned support professional, a tech enthusiast, or simply curious about the future of customer service with the onset of generative AI, this series is designed to provide valuable insights and strategies that can transform the way you approach the support function. In this new season, we are delving deep into the world of AI in customer support, exploring its potential, sharing real-life success stories, and uncovering the latest trends shaping the customer support landscape. Buckle up, because this season promises to be an exhilarating ride of innovation, insights, and extraordinary experiences. In the first episode, we dive deep into the past, present, and future landscape of how AI is redefining the standards of customer support. And to discuss all of this in detail, I have joining me the extremely experienced and seasoned support leaders, Patricia Lughezzani, and CTO of SearchUnify, Vishal Sharma. Quick introductions are in order. Patricia is a highly accomplished visionary professional with a distinguished career in building, revitalizing, and optimizing customer support, success, renewal sales, technical services, and sustaining engineering organizations to facilitate growth and customer retention. Formerly a Group Vice President of Customer Experience at Marketo and Global Head of Support Strategy and Operations at Adobe, Patricia's consulting company, PL Support Solution, now focuses on customer success, premium support, and support optimization strategies. Welcome, Patricia, to the show.
Thanks, Garima. I'm looking forward to another season of the Customer Service Show.
Joining us, we have Vishal Sharma, who is the Chief Technology Officer of SearchUnify. He has more than a decade of experience in developing and deploying enterprise search solutions, optimizing CRM systems, and developing online communities. Having worked with stakeholders ranging from CTOs to VPs of customer success and community managers, he brings a unique perspective on the impact of cognitive search across all verticals of business. Welcome, Vishal, to the show.
Hey, thanks, Karima, for having me on the show. And congratulations, Patricia, on successful season 1 of the podcast. I love the banner for the second series as well.
Thank you.
Great. This is just a brief walkthrough of the agenda we have in store for the audience today. We'll quickly walk the audience through the evolution of customer support and the role of AI, the TSI support capabilities landscape, and an overview of the current state of AI in customer support, especially with the evolution of LLMs and Gen AI. Without further ado, Patricia, with so much buzz around AI in customer support these days, it might feel like this is an entirely new frontier for the industry. But if you zoom out, you'll begin to understand that this recent wave of AI interest isn't this technology's first customer support rodeo. What's your take on this, Patricia?
Yeah, that's exactly correct. Given where we are with the emergence of generative AI using large language models, it is important to note that it is a large upside for support ROI using community search, chatbots, and other workflows leveraging AI technology. But as you mentioned, from a support perspective, we've been using similar tools for a long time. If you look all the way back to the early 2000s, we were using scripted responses, which unfortunately may have caused more customer confusion than solutions. But really up until the 2020s, we've been using machine language. And this is really much more effective at delivering and answering unique customer questions. However, it was very complex with the knowledge repositories, integration. It really only led to about a 43% industry-wide implementation success rate. So now with the emergence of AI technology, this proves to be an excellent opportunity for support professionals to drive a better experience with their customers in delivering resolutions over the community and improving agent workflow and efficiency. And obviously one of the most full-featured platforms enabling cognitive search, support and community efficiency tools, and search analytics is SearchUnify. So Vishal, I'm really curious to hear about how SearchUnify is thinking about the evolution and how you can meet the needs of the support professionals.
Yeah, so Patricia, I think I completely agree with you. These are like crazy times to be in tech, especially if you're an NLP fan like me. I still remember 10 years ago, I mean, the kind of confused chatbots you spoke about, I remember the
Yeah.
stories like where you just ask your support agents to impersonate the chatbot so that you can just show off your AI because the bots are really, I mean, they sucks. So they were so bad. But this is what we're seeing now is insane innovation in this space now. At SearchUnify, the core of our business has been always findability. How do you really help the end users find the right content at the right time? Whether they are your customers, they are your partners, or I would say the poor souls, the employees as well, struggling to find out stuff within Office. And honestly, in the last 1 decade, the kind of incredible, I would say, development that I've seen in the core building blocks of search engines, which is the relevance algorithms, the models. This has been phenomenal. The vector embeddings are really the becoming the core part of any enterprise search installation now. Then you have fantastic techniques like few shot or zero shot, which can really help you train the models to do certain things which they've not been originally trained for. So there are immense opportunities in the tech we are seeing, and at the end of the day, you would see that it's not really that they are improving the whole findability of the search, findability algorithms of the search engines, but the way you're serving the search results and this information to the end users is also completely changed, right? It's more natural, it's more conversational at the end of the day, and which is why I think I'm not too surprised to see that when you see there are like high numbers in terms of case deflection because of good cognitive search implementation or a robust chatbot implementation, that's definitely going to be true, right?
Yeah, I really love this benchmark from TSIA. It really indicates that support is leading the way and are receiving investments in generative AI and LLM initiatives. It really does make sense because as an industry, support does have the most mature, automated, and predictive infrastructure. We also have clear lines to ROI and an overall understanding of how flows can work best with AI applications. So, I really wonder, Vishal, are you seeing a lot of support leaders that are being able to rationalize their investment budgets and put out clear roadmaps to maximize AI capabilities?
Yeah, I think it's a good question, and as I said, you will still have to go back to basics. Doing the baseline of your current system is very important. So if I have to highlight like some of the use cases, I would say, and I can try and map it to the kind of problems you would see in the organization first, and then maybe I can talk about the use cases. But let's say if you've identified your top support drivers, right? You have a good pulse of your top support drivers. And if you feel like you got decent quality of help content available in your organization as well, then generally our advice to our customers is that try and implement a good search engine, because that would just improve the findability for your end customers. Try and implement a good conversational AI chatbot, powered chatbot as well. And in chatbots also, like there are like different varieties of implementation. Like you can do something which is completely LLM powered. If your content is good and you're using some sort of a RAG architecture on the backend, and you can do a very good job in terms of giving direct answers to your end users for the kind of questions they're giving to the chatbot. If you think your top support drivers are missing, but you feel like you're creating enough KB in the system, then our advice is generally that okay, look for technology that can that really doesn't force the end user to input a lot of information, but really help them expand their questions, right? So technologies like query expansion, or technologies like similar searches or content recommendations, where too much of input is not required, and that can do the job by surfacing the right help content to the end users. And Patricia, you probably are the best, is actually the best person to guide our audience on that. I know you've been running some of those workshops as well with your customers.
I think when you think about support planning, you've got to look at what you have, right? And so, I'm assuming the people have some kind of community up in a self-service portal, right? But you're right. If you're taking a look at how you want to evolve your support organization, make sure that cognitive search is searching across the community, and then you have a great assisted to a great self-service to assisted workflow. When I start to think about evolution of the AI technology and how do I start bringing that into my planning, I do like to refer back to this, landscape from TSIA, because it does clearly show that you've got elements that are clearly under the watermark, which we can do today, right? Then you've got the dark blue, which are areas which, really an early adopter phase. And then the purple is the area where we can look at next. And the pink is areas that are maybe years away and maybe out of reach for AI, and maybe not just purely from a technology perspective, but also if we look at it a customer tolerance perspective, right? Because I personally believe that we have to be able to manage this disruption with AI, generative AI, and making sure that we understand where those valuable customer touch points are and how to incorporate that and how to move over automated AI workflow to help the customer and make that a great experience. And I do really believe, right, blending in the system implementation to be able to get to there, but also remembering that we are in a phase of disruption in our industry, and we've got to be able to utilize the technology in the best possible way, but balance that with human delivered customer support and making sure that we're alleviating those fears that our support agents might feel because they think that their jobs are going to be irrelevant. They're not. They're just going to change a little bit, looking at that valuable touch points. And you kind of also mentioned how to evolve. For example, I wouldn't just start with AI and just throw it out to the world. I would start internally. Look at some of those internal workflows where you can start to test where you're going to get hallucinations, how AI is starting to create content for you, or start to create tonality in the emails that the support engineers send back to the customers, and making sure that you can see how that's going to interact with your database, and then start with chatbots and elements out on the customer site. That way you can build on it without just throwing everything out there with AI. So I definitely look at this as an industry disruption. How are we going to manage our industry, or how are we going to manage our support team members to address the new customers? And then how are we going to slowly and effectively manage, right, and obviously overcome some of these risks that we've all been about, right? So as we move towards the opportunities, which are great with AI, be aware of those security risks that can happen, right? So making sure that, right, we're not just putting LLM out there and having random answers back from across all search communities. We want to make sure that we've got a proprietary search, so we're not getting off-brand answers. We want to make sure that we're also managing the complexity and the costs, right? Because if you're just kind of looking at where to use AI all over the place, you could be wasting money with a lot of experiment, right? That's why I say kind of start internally and building out that capability, and then know where you have that trust within the systems. And then I know it's not part of the system, but I really think as support leaders, we have to address the fear of the support engineers and the team members, because they are not obsolete, but we've got to bring them along with the change with us so they feel secure. Any comments on that? And how is SearchUnify looking at overcoming some of these risks?
No, I agree. I think it's very important to look at the risk. I still remember when GPT was rolled out, there was like a clear mandate from all the support leaders or different executives in different organizations. Just try this out, and this is going to solve all our problems. And then, okay, we may not even need what we've already deployed. So we can just replace the whole tech with the simple GPT powered bots. And I think now 1 year down the line, I can see that there's way more maturity in the organizations, and I think the leaders have realized that, okay, wait, at SearchUnify, our thinking has been, again, like something which is coming from the industry, is to use a more RAG-based approach. We call it FRAG because we have a concept of leveraging content across the content repositories. But the fundamental idea here is that LLMs, we should use them for their linguistic capabilities, but we should not use them for as a knowledge repository, right? At the end of the day, the knowledge is still going to come from the content that you're generating within your organization, especially which is coming from the experts. So what you have to do is that you have to make sure that any query or any implementation which is going to leverage LLMs, there's a middleware which can be your vector search engine, which is running on top of all your content repositories, that has to act as an interface to take to understand all the queries, get the most relevant content and context, give it to the LLMs, and then maybe just use the linguistic capabilities to surface answers or results in a more natural format. And with that, you really can control the security piece as well. Okay, so you know that for this user, this is a partner versus a customer or an employee. So okay, he has access to certain information only, right? So instead of just doing a open-ended or a blank call, search call to LLM, leverage your internal engine first, search engine first, and then build the context, and then you can take care of the security as well. Similarly, I think with cost also you can keep a check, because these implementations can be highly optimized. Okay, not every query class is really a candidate for a LLM integration, right? Somebody's just typing in a one-word query or a two-word query cannot really give you a lot of information, even if you talk to the LLMs, right? So why do you want to waste your tokens and spend a lot of this thing on that? So these engines and these implementations can really optimize the number of tokens and the context size as well.
Thanks, Vishal. Thanks, Patricia. I think we've warmed up the audience for the season, and these are some great insights and food for thought for the audience to think upon and engage in our upcoming episodes as well. Patricia, Vishal, we're living in exciting times, and this technology is continuing to evolve as we speak. In the blink of an eye, we could start to see the capabilities of AI assistants powered by Gen AI change from answering FAQs and query support to perhaps one day assisting in more complex query resolutions as well. Patricia, on a final note, any takeaways, any notes of caution or do's and don'ts for the audience today, especially as they prepare to evaluate and experiment with these technologies?
Sure. Thanks a lot, Garima. Really, when I'm working with customers, the largest thing or the biggest questions that people have is, where do I start, right? We've implemented all of these technologies, and we have introduced some consulting services here at SearchUnify, and I can help you work through where you are and how you plan out your generative AI roadmap, if you like. We'll give you the context for the website later on if you want to inquiry and have a discovery call. But if we take a look at, where we are in the takeaways and what we kind of covered today, I just wanted to mention that support is leading the way with generative AI, right? So it's great that we're getting the investments, that we may feel a little bit like, how do we move forward? But we're there and we are leading the way. So be confident in that. And then these new LLM technologies are creating a great opportunity for cost savings. So it's up to us to be able to take advantage of that. Next, I would say we have to figure out how to personalize the experience, utilize the Gen AI workflows, but also make that a fun, enjoyable, and personal experience for your customers. And then realize that generative AI does not eliminate the need for human-delivered customer support, right? So we have to make sure that we're working with our team to alleviate those fears. And last but not least, AI is here, so we do not want to be left behind.
Great. Thank you, Patricia. And there you have it, a thought-provoking exploration into the world of AI and customer support. And rest assured, this is just the start. If you have any questions or feedback related to this episode, we encourage you to reach out to us at the customer service show at searchunify.com. Until next time, stay curious, stay inspired, and keep supporting your customers with excellence. We'll catch you in the next episode of the Customer Service Show. Take care, everyone.